prayer service. Obviously, the car carrying the President-elect has just gone past me. He will pull up to the front step. Everyone else gets to move on. Then the Obamas will greet Donald and Melania Trump. They will invite them in and take them to the Oval Office or one of the other many rooms in the White House for tea. From here, the four of them will depart for the Capitol and the swearing-in ceremony. This is Barack Obama's really last official duty in the White House as the President. At the end of this, of course, he drives to the Capitol, and when he leaves, he will be former President Barack Obama, leaving by helicopter to Joint Air Force Base Andrews. There's the handshake with Donald Trump wearing a bright red tie, his party colours, greeted by Michelle and Barack Obama. Interestingly enough, Donald Trump has been to the White House once before. That was just after the election when he had the sit-down with Barack Obama. Many people commented on how he looked almost shell-shocked after his discussion with the President, perhaps realising at that point just how big a task he had on his hands. Others who are close to him have been saying that over the last week or so he's been a great deal more engaged in what is required, and of course when he returns to the White House after the swearing-in ceremony, he has promised that he will take action and issue executive orders. Now, executive orders don't need to be approved by Congress. He was very critical of Barack Obama's use of them during his time in office, but he intends to make a number of orders from the Oval Office which will take effect absolutely immediately, and of course they will bear the signature of President Trump. Two Marine Guards standing there at the front of the White House as the Trumps and the Obamas go in for tea and prepare to make their way on a not too cold a Washington morning, but a wet Washington morning to the Capitol and the signing-in ceremony, which of course gets underway in about 45 minutes or so.
Alan, this is a key moment in many senses, but this is the point in which Donald Trump goes from the person who could basically say and do whatever he liked with some political consequence to the position now of actually governing a country and dealing with a lot of institutions, vested interests, the nexus of power. And it's going to be interesting, is it not, to see how he actually conducts himself in that new environment.
I don't think there's any question that Donald Trump will change. He changed very slightly during the election campaign, and as I said before, I covered it from the very beginning, where he became more disciplined. They gave him the prompter, and certainly in the last week or so of the election campaign, I think someone wrestled the phone out of his hand so they wouldn't tweet quite so much. And people think that that was important in securing the victory. We often heard after the election, well, Donald Trump knows he's now the President-elect and we'll see a different tone. He will become more presidential. And the argument is, of course, that he didn't. He remained Donald Trump.